You've handed Claude Code a task, walked away, come back, and found it quietly re-implemented something you already had. A second date parser, a duplicate validation helper, a third way of talking to the database nobody told you to. You just didn't know the other thing existed. Now take that exact failure and multiply it by 1,000 agents running at the same time. That's what the Cursor team just did. They pointed a swarm of AI agents at SQLite's documentation and had them rebuild the whole thing in Rust. And every problem that swarm ran into at massive scale is a problem you're hitting right now at a small scale in a single Claude Code session. That's what makes the write-up worth your time, not the Rust, not the SQLite, the failure modes. Let me be precise about what this experiment actually has, because the headline is misleading. This is not about Rust and it's not really about SQLite. There is already a modern Rust reimplementation in SQLite, Torso, and that's the one you use in production. The Cursor experiment, which they call Mini SQLite, is not production ready and nobody is telling you to run it. What it is, a stress test of agent coordination. They took SQLite documentation, around 835 pages if you flatten it into one document, and treated it as a spec. Then they had a swarm of planner, worker, and reviewer agents build an implementation from that spec and checked it against SQLite public query test suite to see if it behaved correctly. And here's the honest caveat the Cursor team themselves put right up front, which most reaction videos are going to skip, that the test suite only checks query behavior. It does not test performance. It does not test concurrency. It does not cover most of what SQLite actually is. So they rebuilt SQLite is doing a lot of work in the sentence. Keep that in your back pocket. We'll come back to it hard at the end. For the next 15 minutes, I want to walk the 5 ways their swarm broke, because each one has a direct type it tonight fix in your own agentic setup. Here's the mental model I want you to hold for the whole video. The swarm's problem are not intelligence problems. They're coordination problems. When a swarm of agents goes wrong, the instinct is the model wasn't smart enough. But almost nothing the Cursor team fixed was fixed by reaching for a smarter model. They fixed it with a prompting, with fresh context, with a neutral reference agent, and with a shared documentation that agents read before acting. Structural fixes, no IQ fixes. There is a cost proof buried in the write-up that makes this concrete. One configuration used a frontier model for everything, planners and workers both, and cost around $10,000 for a single build. Another used a strong model only for planning and a cheap, fast model for the workers doing the actual coding. Same quality, same test passing, around $1,300 roughly, and eighth of cost. Writing good code, once the task is well specified, does not require frontier intelligence. The intelligence needs to go into the planning. The worker can be dumb if the task is sharp. First failure. 2 planners unaware of each other. Implement the same concept 2 different ways in 2 different parts of the code base. The Cursor team calls it split brain. That's the 1,000 agent version of the exact thing I opened with. Notice how they fixed it? No new system. They fixed it through prompting. They forced the planner agents to make the decisions themselves rather than delegating them downwards, and required that no try-delegated subtrees decide the same question. Translate that to your machine. The place this lives for you is ClaudeMD. Before Claude writes anything, it should be pointed at what already exists. Keep a short map in your Claude.md of where shared logic lives. That one section is you playing the role of the planner, making the design decision instead of delegating it. And in a planning pass, the instruction that kills split brain is one sentence. List the existing modules you will reuse before proposal any new ones. The agent has to survey before it builds. Second failure is nastier. Now, the 2 planners do know about each other and they fight back and forth changes over the same files, each with a different picture of reality. Merge tooling cannot fix a disagreement. Git can merge text, it cannot decide which of 2 intentions was correct. Their fix: agents record decisions in a shared design docs, and a reconciler merges contradictions when 2 planners disagree. The everyday version: decisions go in a document before they go into code. Have Claude Code write a short design note first and keep it in a repo. Then, in the next session, the doc is the context you hand in. The honest trade-off, this is a friction. It's slower until the second session when it saves you the entire cost of Claude confidently undoing a choice you'd already made. Third failure is the one you felt in your body. Workers constantly collide on the same files, and the Cursor team says plainly, worker agents are bad at resolving this. In practice, they either override the other change or abandon their own. You know exactly where this shows up, so you make a small manual edit and Claude just steamrolled it. That's not a bug. An uncommitted change is nearly invisible to the agent's intent. Here's the detail that actually protects you. These models are post-trained to respect commits. They'll happily bulldoze an uncommitted edit, but they're much more reluctant to undo work that's already committed. So commit before you hand off. Commit your own edits before you let clause loose on the same area. A checkpoint commit costs you 3 seconds and converts your work from invisible and overridable to ground the agent won't casually retake. You don't have a merge queue, you have a commit. Use it as one. Fourth, certain files become popular places for every agent to pile into. The Cursor team calls these mega files, expensive to diff, expensive to merge, constant collision sites. You've seen this. Test files are the clearest case because appending is safe and refactoring is scary. An agent's job is to complete the task, not to care about your architecture. Cursor's fix: let workers flag a bloated file, block new commits to it, and send in an outside agent whose only job is to decompose it into smaller modules. Your version: keep it small somebody's explicit job. Put a hard line at ClaudeMD. If a file exceeds 300 lines, propose a split before adding to it, and run a dedicated refactor pass as its own session. One job, split the file, change nothing about behavior. Fifth failure, and this one subtle. Agents have learned not to touch core code even when it needs to change. They'd rather add 10 fallbacks and delete the thing and clean it up. That caution is deliberately trained in, for good reason. Providers don't want agents freely deleting production code. But in a greenfield project, the same caution turns into relentless accumulation. Nobody improves the existing code. Everyone builds on top of it. Cursor's fix: they explicitly license intentional breakage. This is easiest one to copy because it's pure permission. When you're early in a project, tell Claude the gloves are off. This is a pre-release, nothing is in production, there are no external consumers of this API. Prefer deleting and rewriting over adding compatibility layers. Breaking changes are welcome. You are overriding the model's trained caution. The trade-off is real. Only hand out this permission when it's true. The day you have production traffic, you take it back. Step back and look at the 5 fixes together because they rhyme. Split brain fixed with a prompting and shared map. Fighting planners fixed with a shared decision doc. Override fixed with a commit. Mega files fixed with a scope refactor session. Won't delete fixed with explicit permission. Not one of those is use a smarter model. Every one is context engineering, deciding what an agent knows, what it allowed to do, and giving each job clean session with exactly the right information and nothing else. Do not walk away thinking this is how all software gets built now. First, mini SQLite is not a production ready, and the test didn't cover performance or concurrency, which is most of the hard part of a database. Second, and this matters most for your projects, they had an 835-page spec for software that 20 plus years old, and the original source almost certainly said in the training data. You do not have that. You discover what you're building while you build it, and it changes constantly. So the takeaway isn't spin up a swarm. Pick the single failure from this video you hit most often, probably the override or mega file, and install its fix this week. Add the checkpoint commit habit or put the 300-line rule in your Claude.md. One structural fix in the project you're already working on. That's the whole lesson from 1,000 agents shrunk to something you can do before your next session.